already, as soon as the draft did begin, I was a little bit flabbergasted as to what went down straight away from Newbee on their picks. But we will be playing on Battlefield of Eternity here, Todd.
Yes.
And as you can see, so far, they've shaped up in a very interesting manner.
Yes, Virtus.pro opened with the Zagara ban countered with the Zeratul ban from Newbee, and then Jaina was picked first from Virtus.pro. Everything standard until then, but then Vala and TRL as first pick from Newbee replied with an Abather and Uther pick from just Virtus.pro, setting up nicely for that Illidan pick later on. But then, next thing you know, both teams, they are banning Butcher and then Vikings, and Anubarak and Sylvanas get picked, which, again, I don't think there is anything special about it. Like, these are definitely two of the strong heroes that you can get. The thing is, it really feels as if Newbee, they don't really care about what Virtus.pro is going for. Honestly, I mean, they had Uther and Abather, and still they prefer, I guess, banning the Butcher also, like, it can be one of the strong heroes that can do a lot of damage with an Uther in support. But I do think that Illidan is definitely scarier, in my opinion, and they didn't do anything about it, and now we had Virtus.pro close it out with the Johanna.
The funniest thing when I look at this draft, to me, is that if I look at the draft of Newbee, it's almost exactly the kind of draft that we would have seen from Virtus.pro 2 patches ago.
And we saw, actually, in Major League, I think it was Gamers2 trying to run some kind of Virtus.pro comp with TRL, and I think it was Falstad back then.
Yeah.
And Virtus.pro, they are one of the teams that plays the most with TRL. Much like, Liquid do at times with Lustifront playing it a lot. Virtus.pro, they've been one of the teams that have loved their TRL and that have used it a lot, and I do think that they are going to be one of the best teams out there in terms of knowing how to play against some kind of TRL comp or engagements.
That's so funny. Looking at that draft here from Newbee is so funny, because not in a haha amusing, that silly way, but because of how it's structured, going up against a team like Virtus.pro. All technically still have blood for blood, but obviously blood for blood is nowhere near as powerful as it previously was, thanks to the fact that it's gone down from the 15% damage and 50% gain to the 10% damage and 20% gain that you get in terms of health. So Virtus.pro is a very new school EU draft. Newbee, of course, to us right now, it kind of looks like a very old school EU draft, but we don't have the full insight into the Chinese scene, so they may do something completely different to what I'm theorizing here.
That was a great point and very long, James.
Thank you. Sorry, buddy. I had to ramble.
Let's go. Let's go. I mean, the fact that it's Battlefield of Eternity means that they are going to be fighting a lot around the middle of the map, you know, where once you go in, you have a very short time after you gain vision of your opponents to either pull back or engage. So that might have affected their choice here. Imagine they're in a situation here in Newbee where they're being aggressive or even defensive on their own Immortal, and then the team sneaks up to them, Virtus.pro. They can engage very easily, around these, I'm not sure if you could call them, chokes, but there is definitely a very few narrow areas around the middle of the map.
Yeah.
And if you can control the engagements very well, you might be able to do well. The thing is, Illidan with Uther and Abather in support, and then Johanna, one of the best tanks in the front, Jaina, one of the best assassins. I'm liking this draft for Virtus.pro here. Yeah,
Uther to be able to throw down Divine Shield on anyone who needs it once they get engaged. Also the Cleanse coming out here when Tyrael actually wants the Judgment in. Abather helping out Illidan. I really do like Virtus.pro's lineup from what we see in an EU standpoint so far. And you are totally right about how the middle of the map works out. There's a lot of choke points that do come into play. And Battlefield of Eternity in general at the moment, the games that I have casted of it myself are very, very kind of long-winded. So we can get into this. As you can see here already, it's going to be Divine Shield, Blessed Shield, and this. We don't have access to an observer, so we're just kind of having to read this off as it goes along, guys.
Yeah. I like the Shrink Ray here from Uther. Definitely going to help, in all of those fights that are going to take place. These Immortals, man, they're hell to deal with at times. When they do this stun here,
that's annoying.
Get hit every single time.
So right now, with how this looks,
I think Virtus.pro should be trying and forcing the fight here. They're one talent above, and I think that's what they're going to do. Look at this. They're moving in position to try and catch them with the flank here.
Nope.
I think Newbee saw it, and they're basically evacuating or going top to push a little bit. Sylvanas!
She has to be very, very careful. She will Haunting Wave out of there by the looks of things, as Virtus.pro was looking for the wraparound, looking to get a bit more damage on towards the Hell Immortal as well.
Locust Swarm, by the way, from a Nubarak. I did not expect this. I fully expected him to go for Web Blast. Strafe from Vala was picked.
And with the Sanctification, I'm curious as to how they're really going to engage in going into this fight, because the thing is that
I was wondering about this earlier, if they might go for this.
Yeah, I figured that it might be coming along, because it's kind of the Chinese thing. I've seen a few, to be fair, as much as I don't know about the Chinese scene fully, I have seen a few games, and I've seen Sanctification.
And the few games that you saw, there was Sanctification.
Yes, there was quite a bit of Sanctification, so they like that over the Engage. So, but in the end, if you really think about Judgment, what would it really do against a lineup like that when you've got an Uther, when you've got Cleanse, when you've got Divine Shield? It would
tickle Jaina a little bit.
Tickle her before she ice blocks. Easy peasy.
Spell Shield from Vala on 13. And a little bit of a skirmish here happening at the top. Ooh, that Jaina. Look at this. Just gets in there.
Very far forwards. It's double Jaina at the moment. Andy Lendy is in there as well, and they're going to try and drop a few blizzards on, but Sanctification tries to help out Newbee here, and they'll just have to back off for now, but the problem is that they still have to deal with that Illidan, and BKB just backs off as well. They know that they can't win this fight at the moment, VP, but there's no reason for them to. There's an easy camp pushing down towards the bottom, and they have so much structure advantage at the moment as Virtus.pro. They don't have to play this out wildly.
Yeah, I really like how they're being patient here with these two. They covered their own Immortal here for a second. They're going to move on to Newbee's Immortal now. And Newbee, they have Vala plus Sylvanas at the bottom, so they're losing their Immortal very quickly here. They need to regroup if they want to be able to fight this properly. It's a lot of kills, by the way, already.
Yeah.
I just realized.
A lot
16 to 5, oh my god. In 12 minutes.
I'm glad we were able to get the feed fixed, though, so thank you guys for your patience, as you can see, Virtus.pro has already got a very good start here in Battlefield of Eternity. Quite uncommon that you get this kind of start on this map as well, actually, with these two forts that have fallen as rapidly as they have done. So Virtus.pro, in the time that we've missed, has really had command of this game.
Yeah, they got two work for sure. The Immortal is so low. I think they can just kind of wait it out, you know, play it slow. They don't have to rush in there unstable. Ooh, that was scary here for a second.
And always, they've got to be careful of the double Jaina here. If a fight does go down, Tyrael taking quite a bit of damage. The Hung went straight onto Tyrael there, and he will end up blowing up. Didn't have Sanctification to help him out, unfortunately, by the looks of things. Here comes Andy Lendy with a replication on towards Illidan. And they already kill off Vala before she can even hit the Ancestral Healing onto him. Chasing down Newbee now is Virtus.pro, and this is just... Well, by the looks of things, what happened before, it looks like a bit of a bloodbath, Todd. Yeah,
the double Illidan absolutely wrecking Newbee here. Just got in there, started slicing people up and down. Ancestral Healing missing completely here. And Newbee, they're in quite a bit of trouble. 19 kills to 5. Level 16 to 14 is going to take forever, it feels like, for them to catch up in terms of talents. And all of a sudden, you have the Immortal coming up at the top. And obviously, Virtus.pro, they're going to be pushing with it here.
Good push here from Andy Lendy. This is kind of exactly what the position I was talking about before. You can easily sit up there, just soak up the experience. They could have been another lane, but of course, they want to push with the Immortal, as you mentioned, with level 16. I can only imagine the level 16 from Jaina is Numbing Blast over Northern Exposure. Numbing Blast is very, very popular nowadays to lock down and just get those kills very quickly.
Virtus.pro, they don't have to rush in there too fast here. They can just wait for the Immortal to do the job here at the front. But still, you don't want to let Newbee catch up in talents to level 16 and try and get maybe a fight a little bit before that. The thing is, if they do, they might have to go a little bit too deep, because obviously Newbee is going to try to kite. Oh,
and it was Numbing Blast, and actually they tried to get in there onto Vala to blow her up. Wasn't effective, though. Managed to get the Ancestral Healing off onto Water. That being said, though, Tyrael is going to end up falling down after not really having enough to sustain heal. But they managed to get themselves the Illidan. They're chasing on forwards. They're going to pick up Jaina as well there, but they lose themselves a keep. And still, these deaths... Does it mean much when they still have such a buffer of thoughts?
I don't think so. Ignoring the Immortal here, they lost the keep, a very important keep. That poor Jaina, man, after Ice Block, found herself in the middle of a few heroes, but in the end, having killed that keep here is going to be a massive big deal. And they're going to continue here, Virtus.pro, going to the bottom camp, clearing that here, ASAP. They haven't lost a single fort. That's how solid they've been so far in this game here.
So with 16 kicking in, it's kind of what we expected. It's a very old school Team Arthas. play with lots of blood for bloods, Cold Embrace from Sylvanas, and then Tidal Wave from Rehgar because he just needs to go for healing. They realize that Virtus.pro has a lot of power behind their composition, so they can't fully commit to like that whole blood for blood composition. And also,
they should have, man. A captain goes down with his ship.
Got to do something drastic, I guess. But obviously, Rehgar's picked up a lot of speed in this patch with this chain healing build that we're seeing at the moment. So it's very, very powerful, being able to reduce the cooldown of it with that Tidal Wave.
Unstable has had a few moves where he got, obviously you have to be close to be able to, burst properly with Jaina, but
yeah,
he's had a few moves where he got way too close, and he's going to have to be careful not to keep this up too much, try to be a little bit more patient, really let Johanna get in there first, and then Illidan follow up. But then you come in just right behind and you blast somebody down.
Just wait for that level 20, man. When she gets blinking, she starts blinking in fiercely and trying to explode people. That's how it is going to go down, usually. As we'll see. Our Chinese casters checking Numbing Blast. Thank you.
Newbee, they were out of position here for a second, so it got a little bit scary. But they're going to regroup at the bottom. And I really like the decision of Virtus.pro to just pull back, go for their own camp. And I think they're going to have enough time before. No, actually, yeah, the Immortals here already came up very quickly. But both teams playing fairly defensive, covering their own so far. I'm pretty sure it's going to change real soon here.
Getting the hard camps on both sides, and that will only favor Virtus.pro here.
Unstable, far at the front.
And, yeah, he should. Okay, they're just pulling back for now, playing this out really, really slow. As I say, this will favor Virtus.pro because they have the Abathur in defense up towards the top, which will help out against the hard camp. T1's actually looking to clear out for their hard camp, so they're trying to even up those odds whilst there is the stalemate in mid.
Rehgar is going to have so much healing, man.
Oh, they killed Tyrael.
That cleans as well.
Looks like we're getting back in, as we will already have Andy Lendy with his fearless Jaina replicant.
They were 19.5 actually, so they're getting pretty close to 20 here.
Yeah.
Virtus.pro against the Newbee on level 18 here.
Oh,
Ultimate Evolution got killed. It's not going to be up here for some time.
There was the small attempt at a lockdown there from Unstable, but was not able to really follow it through too much.
And Newbee, even though Virtus.pro is closing in on 20, they pull back here. I really think they need to prevent that. Look at level 19. Abathur is soaking top. They're getting this close to 20. Observer, why are you not watching the fight? Oh my god.
Well, that was a great Divine Shield there, actually, onto Illidan. We were able to save him. Sevka looks like he's probably going to pay for that with his life, and he will do, but at the same time, can they get the turnaround on? It looks there is no Rehgar here, so it's going to be no... Actually, they're able to get level 20 during that. They blinked on in, able to put on extra pressure, and even going far in there is back into game number 1 here, as we have them battling over this position for this Immortal, but it's very, very close to death, so Newbee has to be able to defend this location, otherwise they're going to be in a really bad spot because they have no keeps left.
Yeah, but with level 19 against 20, it's going to be really hard.
Actually went into the jump in there for the hunt, and they actually obliterate them with the AoE damage from the Blizzard, with the clone there from Andy Lendy to be able to actually get in more damage from Jaina, double the fun, double the kills.
That Sylvanas quad went the wrong way here, and I don't think it's going to matter as all the players here from Newbee are down.
And that is going to be it. That is going to be game number 1 going over to Virtus.pro. So the epic conclusion of this game after all of that.
It was worth it.
It was worth it for the 10 seconds of gameplay that we got where they got blown up by double Blizzard. And that is how the cookie crumbles, Todd. There's not much more than that. Good game for Virtus.pro. Game number 1 goes over to them. And Newbee will be vanquished at the start of this series in a 1-0.